And we're back. That's right, Trial Access, folks. Trial back in the building. And today's business, the business of the penis. Who is the Lord of the Foreskin? The Lord of the Ring? What's the deal, though? What is the deal? What is the deal with the foreskin? That's a bit weird. So I've just been thinking about the what's going on with the foreskin and why do kids get it cut off? I mean, it's, you see lots of people angry afterwards, saying, these people, they've taken away, it was my special moment of like enjoyment, and now it's kind of gone. But you got an idea of where it comes from, don't you, Neil?
You can't just drop me in after that. Like I was just talking about.
It's alright. Just keep it rolling.
Like I was just saying that it seems like an ownership thing.
Right. Yeah.
It's kind of like a slave or
a mark.
Like a mark or like
you're mine.
It's like probably related to like debt or ownership, like the pound of flesh.
The pound of flesh
could be either like circumcision or like castration.
It seems like castration, but
I mean that seems still, like more like a pound. But
yeah, I mean if you got a pound of your foreskin, that's quite a impressive member.
But like there used to be a contraption called like the Judean poundus,
right?
Which is kind of like the Judas pound or the
Jews pound.
Yeah, like
pound of the
and,
Jews.
Like, what that was you used to get like, this is like going back in like ancient times.
Okay.
You'd have like people who got circumcised,
mm-hmm.
and like they didn't want to be circumcised. They'd like have this weight hanging on their skin to kind of try and stretch it back so they could kind of get the foreskin back.
Right.
So it was kind of like Jews that wanted to kind of fit in.
They want to cover up
Greek society, but that kind of made me think. Well, it's kind of these people kind of getting it forced against their will,
right?
And then they've kind of tried to get it back in some way. It's like it's like kind of a mark, isn't it? It's like
it could be.
Say like you're a criminal,
and
you get branded.
You're right.
You want to hide that branding, don't you?
That's right.
And it seems like that.
Unless it's, I always think unless they just want to like check your pants. It says some great ruler was like, oh, let's see then. Are you one of those? He just gets to check everyone's pants. Let's see you. Like doctor says, take off your pants, whatever you're doing. It's who knows?
Because Moses was against it. So like, when Moses was in charge, that it didn't care.
Right.
Then like the next guy after him, can't remember who it was. He like reintroduced it, and then like a big war battle happened. So it's maybe like a soldier's thing, or like
maybe he was against it because he hated it getting done himself. Maybe he felt like I'm not keeping that going because it's it's much more a sensation.
But like originally they only took a bit off, then because of the Judean poundus thing,
the banjo string,
because like people were kind of getting it back. They decided to take all of it off. So that's why you have like it's a more like brutal.
Once you take the banjo string
off,
the
ancient one.
that's it, isn't it? It's where the feeling is. That's like the clitoris for the man, really. All that bit.
Well, that's what it says, isn't it? That's that's one of the arguments for it.
Oh no, it's true.
Because like in the 19th century, it was used like in Britain and like America.
Yeah.
To stop masturbation.
Right.
Because that was seen as like a bad thing. So
because I didn't know what one to begin with. All I did was smack the end. That was the first time I ever did it. I remember. I only noticed it because people would always use that, like, he's a fucking wanker, and they do the action. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that's actually really good. It's much better than what I was doing, because I was going right to the point. I was hitting the nerves. I was just hitting the nerves. I was going, because the rest of the shaft wasn't really giving me anything. I was just going right to the point, smacking it, and getting this like feeling.
This is like,
but it's true that that's where it's.
This is like the most like vivid stand-up comedy anyone's ever gonna hear.
Well, that is the point of it, though. Once you cut that bit off, surely.
Well, maybe that's why. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, they don't want the stimulation as well. But I would think as well, maybe what if like people said, maybe the ruler was a woman, maybe, and
So you're saying like Amazonian women?
Yeah,
forced.
I like the idea that maybe it's a somewhat sensible idea that in the past maybe men realised that it'd be better if women dictate like all the rules and things because they're less likely to be got less testosterone in them. They're less likely to be ruled by they don't have a cock, so they're ruled more by the head than the genitals. But maybe over time, women decided like, whoa, it's, they don't like to see it's a bit, they don't like the smegma. It's just nasty. Like, take the tip off. Hey, so take your tip off. And who knows? Maybe it could have been a thing. And then, and that's why in Africa, the women get, they get circumcised now because it was so long the other way. The men have
so it's like a
revenge.
act.
It's a revenge. Like, I have been getting my penis cut off for so many years. Now it's your turn. You will have it now. For thousands of years, I will cut your fanny off. It's like, it just seems like it's a weird thing. And it's, people say, the blacks were the original Jews and that, but that could be a...
Like, the thing is, a lot of Jewish people are against it as well. It's only like the strict ones, like Theodor Herzl, who was like the founder of Zionism.
Right.
He like refused to have his...
Because you could understand,
have his son, like, circumcised.
If you didn't have that...
It's kind of... It's like, there's no reason why it should be it should be like forced on anyone.
It shouldn't be forced. Of course not. It's ridiculous. I don't see how anyone can rule ever happening, really. People say, oh, it's because there are sand people, you don't want sand in there. But it's...
Well, that was like a thing in like because like soldiers were kind of forced to do it. It's like Korean soldiers, like American soldiers, whatnot.
Yeah.
And there was the thing like the sand in the I think it was like sand in the pants or something that was like that like the soldiers used to get, like an irritation. But like the Italians and the other ones that didn't get circumcised, they didn't like.
The hump in the ground where you would never.
No, well, it's gonna like annoy you, isn't it? If you've been
I don't think sand would.
If you've had that done as an adult, you're gonna like.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be uncomfortable, I would imagine.
It's just. I just don't see how sand's getting in there unless you really.
Well, it wasn't actually sand.
But just.
Are you saying like sand for in the Middle East?
Yeah. Or anything like.
I think they just used that as a term, but.
Right, but there is a I don't know. It does develop certain, like it probably does harbour some kind of like dirt, I guess. But I don't know. It's a weird old thing. I think lots of black guys. It's a standard now in porn. You can't see porn without everyone. I must have seen like thousands of circumcised cocks. It's just, it's It's just the thing. You just don't know. And black women, if you tell it's a lot of time if a black woman is, she talks about cock and he's uncircumcised, she's like, no way. And it's like they couldn't even imagine having like a uncircumcised cock in them. It's crazy like that. But I don't know. Maybe there is some truth to it, I guess.
Like, can you make YouTube videos like R-rated or 18
well, it's not R-rated. It's just what it is. As soon as you, I don't know. But
it's quite graphic,
crazy,
isn't it? Quite a graphic image there for people.
It's not graphic. It's just what everyone. Every man has a cock. It's just the way it is. And unless unfortunately, it's been taken away from you somehow.
Like, well, again, that ties into like the eunuchs, doesn't it? In ancient times,
right?
They'd have like the kind of civil service would be like eunuchs in ancient like China and whatnot. To
take so they couldn't,
because they're not a threat, are they?
I guess
like,
it's less
testosterone.
So.
They can't have sex with your wife.
Yeah,
or
that's
whatever.
right. You more
not
likely
be rebelling.
Like I was thinking of the idea that if he's got like all these women,
slave, isn't it?
In the Forbidden City or something, he's got all these women, and he wants to. It's just him, and he's got so used to it. He's like, no, I don't want any guys. I don't want any cocks near them. Whip him off before he ever stands in the Forbidden City. That makes sense. But also, the other things as well, like they lose testosterone, they lose the desire to fight, maybe, because what's the fight for? Once the woman's gone.
No kids, so
no kids.
Hereditary. Interest
and your dignity.
The system.
Your dignity, I suppose. You're easily like taken down, aren't you? You got no cock. It's how can you really come back from that? You know what I mean? Like, oh, Chen, what are you doing? You got no cock. It's yeah, that's it. I'm destroyed now. I can't fight any. What's the point of me fighting?
Again, most people have an investment in society for like the next generation, don't they?
Right.
So it's like you're not going to be too bothered about like what the world's like in 100 years' time if you don't have like if you're not thinking about the next generation.
Well, I don't. I think people just want things, don't they? And the cock can bring you things. And if you don't have it, it's I don't know. What have you got? Really, you got food. That's about it, really. That's your pleasure. It's so you can be a slave quite happily, maybe. I don't know, but it's a very strange thing.
It is weird.
Circumcision.
Because like A lot of Africa, isn't it? Like the Middle East, like Jews, Muslims.
It's Arab. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it's like for black men.
Well, in Africa, it's quite common.
Is it common in
like,
Africa as well?
Yeah, it's
right. I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
Like a tribal thing.
I mean, white guys, the Celts don't do it, do they? Or?
Not historically, no, but
No.
like in the 19th century, it became fashionable in
You're right.
in the US and Britain.
Yeah.
Mainly because of doctors, or like Dr. Kellogg. Because like Kellogg's cornflakes were kind of. He sold them as being like.
They were foreskins?
No, they stopped like masturbation apparently.
Oh, that's right.
Which was kind of seen as like a big problem at the time.
So that's why he made breakfast cereal.
Yeah, that's why. It's
the
like
desire.
he advocated like is cereal and circumcision.
That would. I mean, that's ridiculous.
But yeah, it's because like you've got the thing as well to say like it stops you getting AIDS as well, which seems like a psyop.
Oh yeah, your circumcision.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Kellogg's. have some cornflakes, son. Thing with Freddie Mercury. Never had his breakfast cereal. You know what I mean? He was up to the crack of dawn. Never had any cereal. No wonder he got AIDS.
Like, you always see like Jerry Seinfeld with a big ball.
He's a big ball, is he?
That's like a thing, isn't it, on Seinfeld? So he knows.
He knows. Yeah, it's the prevention.
Like, and he's always with like a different woman every week. So it's
he had laws, isn't he?
Different woman every week, circumcised, bowl cereal.
But the cereal's keeping it fine. He's keeping it in check. That's true. He was a womanizer in this show, at least. But I don't know.
So have you got anything more to add to that?
It's just a mystery, isn't it? Really, circumcision.
I do think it could be some sort of like, it's like an ownership thing. It's a marking.
I can see,
like,
of course, because you are
belong
marked.
to this person or to this tribe or.
For when you say that, I think it's somehow come across. It's as the years have gone by, it's got lesser. Like maybe at first they cut your cock off, and then they're like, they just take the tip off. He doesn't have to lose all his cock. He can just take the tip off. We'll know that he'll be different if he loses his tip. So maybe
it's like some popes like had decrees where they said like Jewish people weren't allowed to circumcise their slaves.
Right.
So again, it's kind of it suggests
promotes,
it's like it's an economic thing rather than a religious thing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's
like like a possession type.
Yeah, you're a slave
symbol.
If you've got a circumcision.
Because like, why would they bring in the more, like the more aggressive form where they take it all off? Right. If it was just a religious thing, it's kind of, you need to be seen to.
Right.
You can't hide it. It's like you're marked for life.
It's true. Yeah. It is. It's barbaric.
The old pound of flesh.
However, yeah, the pound of flesh. Well, that's it. Really, we don't know the answer, but it's discuss among yourselves.